Good afternoon, everybody. Today is day 343. It is January 13th, 2024, and it's 12:02 p.m. in the afternoon. You guys, can you believe it? We are in a new year. 2024, when I was younger, you guys seemed like such a futuristic date to me, just to be in the 2000s or anywhere near 2030, right? But yet, here we are. I mean, I know that's 6 years away, but still, I mean, I'm an 80s baby, right? So did you ever think like what it would be like when you actually got to those years? I mean, it's one thing to think, oh, it's gonna be so futuristic and we might have, you know, flying cars and blah blah blah, right? Where we get those thoughts from. And I mean, you're still like in the 90s though, right? The 80s, early 2000s, and then you think about it, even 2000 was 24 years ago. So I mean, it's just super crazy, you guys. Okay, so we have 2 weeks of catching up to do. And last week I did not have a topic, so I didn't make a video. That simple, you know. So I was not going to record today, but I decided I don't want to go into 3 weeks, and I am certain I will not be able to record next week. Okay, so I was like, no, you got to go out there and make your video. You're going to be walking anyway. Fair warning, at about the 28-minute mark, sometimes I make it to the 30-minute mark, my nose just goes crazy and starts to run, you guys. So I might have to pause this video towards the end and go and take care of that and come back out. I was just gonna say I will probably just end the video, but then I thought I can just pause it, right? Hopefully the treadmill will work both times if that has to happen. And of course I'm not gonna blow my nose on the camera, right? So I didn't put any tissue in my pocket. These pants do have pockets in them. Okay, so we're up to incline 15. Today's speed is going to be, if I can get it up to that point, because you guys know it's not friendly once it hits around the 2 mark, right? 1.7. And so I'm going to try to get us up to speed 2.3. Okay, so I have been increasing the speed. I said, you know what, me and this treadmill are just going to have it out. I do feel that, of course, when I do double days and things like that, triple days if I have to, my weight will probably drop faster. You know, I'll lose weight quicker. But now that I'm back to just, you know, once a day, because I have all these bank days saved up for days in the future, I'm mainly back to walking just 1 time per day. And so, which is what I usually do. So I think I thought about it and I was like, well, of course, that would have been one reason where I got so close. I keep saying this, but I got 6.3 pounds away from my weight goal like 3 months ago. And so let me tell you, I'm not anywhere near my weight goal now. Okay, despite the fact that I walked every day, and I said, well, you're back to walking once a day. And I thought maybe you need to speed this thing up. I attempted to oil it myself. As you can see right now, I have no nails. And we have this little thing that you take it, you put oil on it. It has a sponge, I think, on both sides. And you put the oil in there. And then the problem is, though, you have to get it underneath the belt. And so I got it to go underneath one side, right? And then I tried to get it to go on the other side. The belt went down because I was trying to hold it up to get it underneath from this side, because I couldn't get it underneath both sides and just hold it. And the oil squeezed out onto my belt, the top. Okay, so I'm not really worried about slipping because the belt does have a lot of traction or grip, whatever you would call it, if that's not the same thing. But the oil spot, of course, now is really annoying because how do I get that off? Okay, so we're at 1.3. We'll do a time check in a second, because in the past 2 weeks it has stopped. Okay, so let me focus on the speed here. When I get to, like I said, I always tell you 1.7, it goes down to 1.6 instead of going up to 1.8. Sometimes that's a sign like, hey, you're gonna have problems when you hit 2. In the last 3 turns, I'm just like brace myself, right? So, yes. And sorry about the lighting. It's really, to me, kind of dark in here. So on my recording, it's probably not going to be as much light as what you guys are used to seeing. I was going to open those blinds, but then I think it kind of messes with the recording somewhat. I'm not quite sure. Maybe because I'm recording at an angle, but I have to because the treadmill's in the corner. We're at 1.7. If I were to do a time check, you guys know I really don't like having my book up here anymore. We're at 4 minutes. Okay, so let's see here. That smell I'm smelling, I'm really hoping that somebody's barbecuing, because I really hope it's not this treadmill. Okay, we're 1.9. All right, there's 2. I try to wait at least a couple seconds in between before I turn this thing up. All right, you guys, 2.1. And I think me being at 2.3 and my body heating up probably sooner than what it would if I had just stayed at 2. Remember I said I was gonna stay at 2 and just leave it alone. I didn't feel like fighting the treadmill, so I did that for a while. But I think that also contributes to my nose running. So let's see if I can make it at least 30 minutes. Aside from my allergies going crazy. Okay, there's 2.2. I don't know, you guys. Is it gonna stop? Or is it gonna let me get to 2.3? Oh boy. Let's do one more time check before. Okay, we're at 5 minutes and 21 seconds. All right, you guys, it's now or never. Here we go. I am so super nervous. 2.3, I'm leaving it alone. Okay, so like I said, we got 2 weeks of notes. If we get to them, we don't. Oh well. So, in the past 2 weeks, I kept talking about the Givenchy boots. I've made separate videos about them. Both the wedge and the stilettos came. Of course, the wedge were of a better quality. I won't say because they cost more. I just think that between 2 sellers, they just pay more attention to detail. And so, if you want to see those videos, go look at them. One's a dupe and one's a replica. The replica is better than the dupe, which I'm happy because of the price. $250 is not something I would spend on one pair of shoes. But remember, the wedge was, or I should say they are, let me see, there's a $500 difference. The wedge is $2,395. The dupes, like I said, the replicas were $250, and then the stiletto version of that boot is $2,895, and I think I paid like 56 bucks for the dupes. Okay, so pretty happy about the price. Can't complain about that. So the bunny boots, I got them, and the person that wrote the review on AliExpress that they ran big, no, they don't. My feet can fit in them, but they hurt. I can't wiggle my toes, nothing like that. I tried different socks. Didn't matter how thin I went, they simply are too small. And what I should have done was, I have a chart I got from Google, and it tells you the sizes, but I can't remember if the centimeters are on there. I'm gonna have to look, because I don't think 24.5 is a size 39 for European shoe size. I have to look at the chart and see if it tells also the centimeters. Let's take a water break. It's so funny because the faster this thing is going, the faster I talk. I don't know what that is. Maybe that's some type of nervous thing. I have no clue. Just being aware to keep stepping because the camera's gonna keep rolling regardless, right? Until I stop it. So, but yes, as cute as they are, they look just like the video. I know usually I'll show them clothes and things like that, especially if it's for working out, but I forgot, and I'm not gonna make a video about them. My plan is to see if I get the refund. I was thinking about gifting them, but I like the bunny, and I may be able to get the bunny off with the coily, stretchy shoestring that it's on and attach it to some other boots. So that's my plan, because the bunnies are cute. Okay, so we'll see. If we do, I don't know. Especially if I get a new pair of boots, maybe I'll do, like, I can't call it DIY because it's not like I made the bunny. It's not like I had the idea of how to attach it so he's not flopping around when you're walking and stuff like that on even the original shoes. But maybe I can show, if I figure out how to get it on there where it's secure and the little bunny's not in the way, right? Definitely don't want it on the top of the boot because your feet have to be able to bend. And I think they're just cuter on the side anyway. They do have some that are more like, platform tennis shoe type thing, and the bunny is on the top of your foot, from different companies. But they all only go up to size 39. Just not gonna work. I mean, I should have been able to fit them. Honestly, I should have, but couldn't. Okay, because I have a range from 39 to, let's say, 40 if I want to wear a thicker sock, 41 if I want to wear like a wool sock. Okay, but yeah, it didn't go. It wasn't no go. So let's see. We have minutes, 9 minutes, 50 seconds, and I almost dropped the book. Okay, so there was that. Monday. Today's Saturday, as you know. Monday, I may or may not record a video of me redoing my nails. And what I usually do is I do one whole hand, and then I record from scratch the other hand. But the technique that I want to use is what I call the Vaseline method. And I call it that because I remember what it was called when I saw the video. Mind you, I can't find the video anymore. The video I saw was with the dip powder method, and all I'm finding with the Vaseline method for nails are the videos about the regular polish. You basically put the Vaseline on your finger, around your nail bed. Of course, you don't want it on your nail. Then you paint your nails, let them dry for 30 minutes, and then you wipe your fingers or wash your hands or whatever. And if you have any excess fingernail polish, it's supposed to wipe away with the Vaseline. Well, the first thing I saw was with powder. So I'm gonna try it, and I'm also gonna try ombre. What am I thinking? I'm gonna try 2 colors, and 1 finger in each hand is gonna have 3. It's all glow powder, so if I do go ahead and record it, then you guys will get to see that. So it'll be about the Vaseline method and the fact that it's my first time trying to do ombre. Honestly, it's only my second time doing the dip method, and I started with the spoon, so it's the second time for me to use the spoon as well. You guys know I only do my nails, but I really don't want to dip my nails into my main powders. Okay, so on one hand you kind of think, well, what's the difference, because the excess gets knocked off into the little jar, but to me it's not the same as dipping your whole nail into the jar. Okay, so I guess you could say not as much is left over. Plus my nails are all healthy. They're not infected anymore. So yeah, the feel, you guys, I really, really need to keep up with the feels, because at first, my nails weren't growing as fast. You know, when you have all this stuff in your nails grow really fast, right? If you're like me, by the end of the first week, maybe the first 2 days into the second week, I already need a feel. So I can get a feel every week, honestly. And my nails started growing back like that. Okay, so not quite sure why. And I also don't know what that noise was, but I'm happy to say my RV garage door is closed, and there should be nothing in the backyard. Okay, so that's not good. I'm like, what do? Pause and go investigate? I have no clue what that was. Let's see, how many minutes are we in? 13 minutes. Well, I guess, let's see. Let's see if I have to pause. So far as I know, my husband's at the store, so I shouldn't be hearing anything back there. That made me lose my train of thought. But yeah, so the feels, I need to just keep up with them, because some of my nails are back to growing that fast, where I could do those nails probably every week. And to be honest with you, especially since I wanted to try some new colors that I have in my set for the not polished products, like I said, I just took everything off. I will tell you, okay, so what did I try first for glow? I tried the G14. It's a very light purple. I was gonna say, it looks almost white. If you didn't pick it up and look at it, or pay close attention to it, you would think that the powder is white, but it's not. And it glows so pretty. So the minute I go on the sun, of course that activates it, right? It glows a light purple. It glows like a bright light purple, or I should say a bright purple. It's really, really cool. And then at night, it glows like a light green, which is odd. I'm not quite sure why. Maybe it's the type of lighting that it is exposed to. But I really hope that the colors I'm going to use on Monday, that they are the same. Okay, so I did swatches, and of course the lamp, the LED light should activate it as well, right? And one of them activated the way I thought that it should, and it glows just as bright, you know, just different color powder, different color glow, obviously. The other one, I do have to say, you know, I take that back. The other one was really pretty, really, really bright. It's bright even before it glows. So I'm kind of switching up what I was going to do. I have an idea, but I don't want it to look like I took two different designs and put them on the same set. But my problem is I don't like my fingers to match. If one of them matches, that's fine. But it's really boring for me to have the thumb match the thumb, pointy finger match the pointy finger. So I don't know if this whole creative idea I have, if it's going to work. And I was going to have my thumb and my pinky solid, no matter what color I picked. And I'm kind of debating. I'm debating on doing that. And I'm debating on how to do the ombre, because I don't want the second color to fall into the first color, because you do tap some of it back into, like I said, your jar. Side note, make sure it's even. Okay, if it's not even, put more on and then just don't tap any more off. Or not as much. Okay, but if it's not even before you cure them and dust off the excess, then it's not going to be even after you dust off. And you'll have patches. You'll see the base coat underneath, because there's a base coat underneath every layer of powder. Okay, so I'll explain all of this in the video if I do it. And then I'm curious to see how many times am I going to have to take the Q-tip and put Vaseline back on my fingers around the nail bed. Because I can only imagine it's probably going to melt in my lamp, right? And how do you clean that? So this next coming up video is going to be kind of interesting, because we have several things going on. We have what happens with the Vaseline going into a lamp. We have, can I do the ombre? Is it going to look like ombre? Is it going to look like stripes? If I'm going to be able to get the powder even. But the Vaseline, the ombre, and then just am I able to do it? Also, I'm going to try to have to do less shaping, because especially when I did the fill, my nails were all different shapes and sizes, kind of, and that was really frustrating, because I was walking around in public like that. So I don't want them super long, but excuse me, I'm losing my voice, but I think I'm planning on only cutting off the numbers, because the nails are now numbered, which helps. Most boxes of nails, whether they're the full coverage or the half, the tip, are numbered from 0 to like 10 or 9. But to be quite honest with you, unless you write it down or have really good memory, you're probably not going to remember what numbers you put on there. Especially since you may actually, if nothing else, cut off the numbers. But that's going to be really, really, really long. And so the more I cut, the more I have to get it back to the coffin shape, right? So I'm going to see about that. And then also, the mystery box that I bought from Not Polish, the nails that were inside of it, they are C-curve. C-curve nails are very, very curved. I don't want to say these are, I would say more solid. I'm trying to say thicker than the nails I bought. But I am deciding to, well, let's see. I'm debating on if I want to do my whole hand with the C-curve nails. That should be interesting. Yeah, they are, I would have to say they're stiffer than my no C-curve nails. I have no C-curve coffin nails. You guys know I have no C-curve stiletto nails as well. And so it will be interesting. So the title of my video is going to be kind of, I don't know, out there. It might be more in the description box. Maybe first time Vaseline method, ombre, and using C-curve nails for a full set. And I don't think that will fit within the 100 characters you get to title for your video. So we'll see. We'll see what the title of the video is going to be. If I do it, I might just come on here, walk, get cleaned up, and hop right into it. And then I may not even record. I might be too much in a rhythm. And I have no choice if I wait till Monday to do this, but to do them. I have to do them. I have to finish them. Okay, so we'll see. But my plan is to record my first time for everything for my nails. And then hopefully I just get better over time. And then maybe more videos will come later of look at my technique now versus before. Okay, and me and the monomer, I've said this in my nail videos, me and the monomer and the powder ratio thingy is not working for me, okay, you guys? No, that's not working. So, plus the monomers give me massive headaches. It's very strong. And I believe Not Polished, or one of the companies, sells this stuff that's in like a dropper bottle that you can put in your monomer so that it doesn't have that strong smell. But that's just one more product to buy. And I'm already sitting there with a 32 ounce of monomer that even on sale was like $60 plus that I don't plan on using. So honestly, I obviously wish my nails had never got infected because maybe I would have kept going. Maybe I would have went through the monomer, or I could have just have given it to somebody or sold it like, look, here's the price I paid. Just give me like 40 bucks. If you think it shouldn't cost that much, I can't sell it for less than 20 because we'll be out of 40 to maybe 45 bucks. So I don't know what to do with it. But I can tell you it got placed on my cart, and after that, I didn't touch it anymore. So yeah, but I know me, I was so awkward buying it from somebody, knowing that they said, oh, my nails got infected and I had to stop, blah, blah, blah. But you can totally tell I never used it. So yeah, it's just gonna sit there, I guess. 22 minutes, 32 seconds, 0.77 for distance. We'll do distance too. So yeah, that's what's going on with the whole nail world thing, the whole nail video. My subscribers are going up slowly but surely. Thank you guys for everyone that has subscribed. It has definitely been a journey. I didn't start YouTube to be monetized, honestly. I didn't really plan on having a lot of videos. And this walk and talk, I would tell you overwatch this video so you can know like how I got started with this, but I saw a challenge and then I took a challenge. I kind of amped up the numbers crazily. I know it's probably not a word, but yes, 40 minutes at a 15 incline for 2 years. What was I thinking, right? Weight goal is 150, you guys know that. And if you're just starting to watch, that's my weight goal. It got down to wanting to record the challenge, at least doing it for 30 days, right? But at my amped up number version of the challenge. So then it got to the point to where, well, I don't want to forget how many minutes I've been walking, so I'm gonna have to keep the treadmill going, get off the treadmill while it's moving, pause the video, come back toward the end of the walk, unpause it, and keep walking. And then I discovered if you push stop, everything disappears. All the numbers go back to zero. So I wanted to prove I actually was doing my challenge, right? So my husband said, which it crossed my mind, but I was thinking, I don't know if I want to do that. He's like, why don't you just keep recording? You have to walk the whole time. It'll be easier. So I thought, you know what? That crossed my mind before. Good idea. I'll go with it. So basic rundown of how I got this started. And then not recording every day, like I said, came about with the fact of not having a topic every day. So I recorded for like 200 something days, I think, every single day that I walked. Every walk I recorded if I couldn't walk that day, because I was making it up for the days in advance. I still kind of am. I might stop that. So February 2nd of 2025, my challenge might go past that. But we'll see. Because I still have bank days. I still have like 20 bank days for future days I can't walk. So, yeah, I'm excited because, I mean, 343 days, honestly, and I was trying to think, if you add the other 20, we might as well call it like 360, but out of all fairness, obviously, those other 20 days have not even happened yet, right? So you can look at it either way. Either you can look at it as, well, each walk is a day. So she has walked 363 days, despite the fact that this is titled 343 days because she walked for all those days in advance. So yeah, that's the way I kind of look at it on one hand. But I can see if you would say, well, no, I don't see it that way. I see it from both sides. Depends on how you look at it. So I'm just happy because I can honestly say I am gaining weight. Oh my gosh, if it's not muscle weight, I mean, I'm slimming down, so it would have to be, not all of it, but some of it. So I have went up. Of course, I was trying to go down, right, obviously. And it's a journey. And just to also let everyone know that just started watching, I don't do anything else. Okay, so number one, I don't eat before I walk. That came from me being a cross-country runner. I was kind of a sprinter, but really, honestly, I'm more a cross-country runner from high school years. And eating before would just make me sick. But of course, not eating at least maybe something, a banana something, which I have a lot of food allergies, so I have to be careful with that. Or not having enough water, like along the way, you get dehydrated. So I had to balance when I used to run cross country, so that they didn't find me passed out on the path, right? So also, if I eat too heavy before 10, it doesn't stay down. Yeah, I don't want to give you guys a yucky mental picture, but it's true. So that also came from that. I'm not a breakfast person. So those are kind of the reasons why I don't eat before I walk. Okay, you guys know I do the salt. Well, this is for people that don't know this. So I do not even a half of a tablespoon or teaspoon of salt, just however much I pour on there. I have high seafood allergies, and I was told that my seafood allergies are so high. And I don't think they have to be high, but if you're allergic to, I'll say even half the seafood allergy I have, then you'll be considered iodine deficient. Okay, so you have to make up for that somehow. And the fastest way they tell you to do that is to eat the table salt. The table salt with the little girl with the umbrella on there, right? The iodine salt that they say is bad for you. Well, if you have seafood allergies, that's supposed to be the fastest way for you to build back up your iodine. And iodine plays a really important part with your thyroids. It helps it, which I think thyroids have something to do like metabolism, your, I can't think of that other stuff. When I did a walk on it, I went more into it, but that's the only reason why I do the iodine salt. Like I said, I have a very, very, very high seafood allergy. A lot of allergies, period. The lemon juice, same thing. I don't remember if it helps with thyroids, but I do like a tablespoon or a teaspoon of that. And that would probably be the only thing I could say that you could say, well, that might be helping your weight loss just a teeny bit, right? It's not a lot. It's not from a freshly squeezed lemon. So You can see it's like a small detoxing type thing. But so far it's like protein shakes, stuff like that. No, I don't do any of that other stuff. My challenge is to walk on the treadmill and see, can I lose the weight? Where do I slim down at? And I do measurements. I haven't done a measurement update. I make a note about that. And at the end of 2 years, did my weight go down to what I wanted to? Did I slim down where I wanted to? I've been talking to you guys about how I'm sleeping. I started sleeping more, back to not sleeping hardly at all, but I'm not as tired. The naps during the day might be for some other reason. Like I actually have wine or something to make me sleepy, honestly, sorry. Other than that, I don't nap during the day, that's the difference. And I have more energy, so it's helping on different levels. Let's do a time check. Yeah, so for all of you that don't know, that's pretty much the overall reasoning of me doing this walk. And the walk and talk came from, if I'm going to record, I'm not going to have you guys stare at me for 40 minutes and not say nothing, right? So there you go. Okay, we're 3 minutes, 24 seconds. Don't want to jinx myself, but my nose is actually doing pretty well. Surprise, surprise, right? It has been getting hot enough for me to take my beanie off, so if this thing comes off, my hair is finally all dyed. My design is cut in my right side, but it was just too cold to not wear a beanie. So yeah, but my head is heating kind of up, and I'm like, oh no. The good thing about getting my hair dyed is, and my keratin treatments, is how often it gets washed, all within a week. And the problem is, I usually try not to walk when I get closer to something we're going to do, like an event we're going to take care of. For whatever reason, I can't walk for that day because I don't want my hair all sweaty. I do have like color sealing products and things like that. I use Color Safe shampoo. I don't treat my hair as much because doing both the treatments and the keratin treatments will dry my hair out too much. So yeah, that's one thing I want to be is, of course, my scalp's going to get sweaty, so I don't like that. I don't like to sweat. Okay, I haven't said that in a long time, but I don't. It feels yucky. So, yeah, let's get to the 2-week update. Okay, I didn't think we were going to have time. Kind of didn't want to do it, but we'll do it because if I don't, the next time I do a video for the walk and talk, I already know I'm not recording next week, right? So, let's get to that. And I think we have enough time. 32 minutes even. All right, I'm gonna lay that down softly and hope that it doesn't push any buttons. Okay, so because this is all kind of touch somewhat, you can barely feel buttons underneath. Okay, so now I'm gonna get swung off this thing. So these notes are starting from notes that were for December 30th. And like I said, since I don't think, let me look before I say that. Okay, wait a second. I'm gonna have to correct that. My notes say I did a video on that day. So, let's look back. Let's count. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, that's 1 at the top. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's Sunday. All right, we're gonna go from December 31st because my notes say I did a video, like I said, December 30th, and I want to reread notes I already read. Okay, so starting from December 30th, that was day 330, and that was a Sunday. I started at 11:25 a.m. I only did 1 walk. It's speed 2.1. So like I said, for my notes, it looks like for the past couple of days prior to that, I started cranking this thing back up, right? Because I got all the way up to 2.6 before it was like, I'm not having it, leave me alone, and quit speeding me up, right? So I said, no, it needs to do what I want it to do. It needs to work the way I want it to work. And I truly believe if I keep walking at the same speed, it will be kind of like when you get to the point where you lose enough fat that you want to, and you start building muscle and toning. And I don't want to do that because that's going to increase my weight, right? To a certain degree. And I'm trying to still go down. So 2.1, day 331 was January 1st. And all the way in all my Januaries, I put 2023. Obviously, that's supposed to say 2024, so I'm gonna have to correct that at some point. Maybe later today. I just noticed that. But I did one walk. I started at 1:53 p.m. at speed 2.1. There goes my head. I'm sweating, so off goes the beanie. And let's see, where can I put this? Wait, let me put this down first. And I'll stick this underneath here. Hopefully that stays. All right. So that day was one walk. I waited at 165.7. I was not happy. Remember I said I didn't want to go back up to 160 or up? And yeah, I did. So that's why I was like, speed this thing up, that might help. Maybe it did nothing, but maybe it will. Okay, so day 332 was January 2nd. I did one walk, speed 2.2. Day 333 was January 3rd. That was a Wednesday. I started at 9:35 a.m. and I stuck with speed 2.2. Day 334 was January 4th, Thursday. I did one walk, speed 2.2. My weight was 166.8, and I put a sad face. Okay, so I was like, no. I don't eat a lot either, right? So I was thinking I should be going down. That's not the healthiest way to lose weight, but I just simply don't eat a lot. Not a morning person, not a breakfast person. I don't usually have lunch. And you would think that despite, muscle weighing more than fat, you would still think you would be going down, right? But I wasn't doing it for that purpose. I just, like I said, I don't eat a lot. So, sad face. Day 335 was January 5th. I walked one time, speed 2.2. Day 336 was January 6th. And I didn't put the day. Oh, yes, I did. That was Saturday. There was no video. Like I said, no topic. Okay, so speed 2.2. Day 337 was January 7th. That, side note, I have a grandparent. That day would have been his birthday. So I forgot to do my January birthday shout outs. Oh my gosh, you guys, oops, right? That's gonna make me do that. Well, yeah, we'll still be in January when I record the next walk and talk, but happy birthday to everybody in January, including me. You guys know I'm at the end of the month. Okay, so that day, the 7th, I walked one time at 2.2. Day 338 was January 8th, was Monday. My weight was 165.1. Okay, so it went down below those two higher weights, right? So far as I know, I'm starting to go back down. How far down will I go? I don't know. Before I break that barrier. Because every time I say, I need 5 more pounds, I need something else to motivate me than just, I'm going to get out here every day and do this, and I lose the 5 pounds, right? So maybe I need to start saying that, right? And hopefully I'll drop 5 more, because now it's just going to take me below or at 160. It would have took me to 150. So we'll see. You know, whole positive speaking things, I don't know how much I'm really into that, but it helps. Can't hurt, right? So I walked speed 2.3. Like I said, I cranked this thing up. Let's do a time check. Let me hold this beanie. Oh great, I didn't get the cover. All right, 37, 59, 38 even. Okay, so day 339 was January 9th. It was a Tuesday. I started at 1:23 p.m. and I only walked for 35 minutes. Let me tell you why. Okay, so I was at speed 2.3, and my notes here say that I had to start over. It stopped at 3 minutes, and I didn't even make it up to speed 2.3. Okay, so I was speeding up the treadmill, and it just stopped, which we know it's known to do, right? So I decided to give myself a 5-minute credit. I mean, at this point, there have to have been some seconds I have not been counting towards my credits, so I probably have more than 5 minutes anyway. So that's why I only walked 35 minutes. Day 340 was January 10th. That was Wednesday. I started at 12:45. My speed was 2.3. Day 341 was January 11th. That was Thursday. I started at 9:26 p.m. Speed 2.3. Weight was still 165.1. It almost stopped at 164. My scale is digital, but I, of course, sit there relaxed and everything, and then it went to 165 before. It normally would have sent off my weight to the app. You guys know I don't have the Amada membership anymore. It was only for a year. So I have to have this book somewhere close to write down my weight because it's not going to send it over to the app anymore. Okay, so I was happy. I told myself, well, at least you can see a higher number. At least it's the same. Okay, so day 342 was the 12th. That was yesterday. I started at 12:53 p.m., walked at 2.3, and that leads us to today. Today I started at what, 12:02? I think I'm gonna wait. I was gonna write that down while I wait till I stop it. So yeah, that's my, I guess you could say, 2-week update. So I am keeping up with it. I know I complained, I won't say a lot, I'll be honest. Because like I said, it's so time consuming, and we were having to get the house ready. I mean, you always have to clean anyway, but I mean, clean enough to where someone came by and you're like, hey, nice to see you, and you're not like, oh my gosh, my house, right? So I guess they would call it spring cleaning or whatever, or I haven't done a deep clean in a long time type thing, like, okay, can't keep avoiding that. So that's kind of what we were doing. And like I said, this does take time. So I don't know if I have a motivational message, just for keep going. There, we'll get to a point to where I would have to say it will be like a second wind kind of thing. I don't know if you've ever heard that phrase. Like when you, I don't think it just is associated with walking or running, jogging, but it's basically exactly what it sounds like. Just when you think you're really tired, oh my gosh, I'm gonna stop. Of course, if you're in a race, especially for school or something, for a team you're on, right, you don't wanna stop. You definitely don't wanna pass out, right? But you're thinking, I have another mile, I don't know if I can make it. And because you see the markers, and you just hit that second wind. And then you feel like you could run or jog forever, right? So that's kind of like where I'm at with the walk. It's not even a matter of, oh, I don't feel like walking today, I'm still gonna do it. It's a matter of when. I don't care if it has to be in the morning. I'd rather it be morning. If it's in the afternoon, I still prefer it not for it to be evening, 5 or 6 o'clock, but if it has to be, it has to be, because this is something I committed to. And so I don't really look at it as, oh, I don't want to. It's like more so of, I'm gonna do it. And so, of course, I'm not gonna want to if I keep telling myself I don't want to, right? That's gonna make it really hard, because either way you look at it, I still have a whole nother year to go with the challenge. And just even after, am I gonna keep walking even though my challenge is over? I talked about restarting it or doing it for like 30 days or 90 days. And even if I don't, I still have to have the self-discipline to walk out here on the treadmill. So it's a matter of just do it, right? So obviously the more you tell yourself anything negative, I would say at least for me personally, then it becomes that. And so I just have to look at this as this is just a part of my day, and it's helping. My doctor's really, really happy with the results. He says I'm doing really, really well. So I'm gonna keep up with it, because sometimes you have to do something for yourself, and this is for me, right? So I'm not the healthiest person in the world, but at least I'm trying to do something. Okay, so that's the motivational part, is do things for you. I always tell you guys, don't forget about yourself. In the midst of things, take care of yourself the way you take care of everyone else. Unless you, or as much as you help other people, or as much as you at least want to, because the thought counts just as much as an action. Okay, so maybe that's to the people that need help, but I would have to say this, because it's gonna weigh on you somehow, right? So yeah, we're at 44 minutes, and let me close this. I really, really hope that doesn't fall. Okay, we're at 160, 1.6 for distance, 172 calories. Let me push stop. It worked. Sometimes it doesn't. Luckily, that's never happened at 2.6 of a speed, because I would have to step off this thing, right? And the faster it is, of course, the more dangerous it is. So, yeah, but that's just always something I tell you guys. And I needed that. And it's true. At the end of the day, I'm out of breath. I'm trying to do I do a faster speed every week. And so I don't know if I'm gonna get back up to 2.6, but we'll see. But yeah, self-care is just as important as care, right? So you'll find, I think if you're like me, if you're a really caring person, that you really start to learn that you can't forget about yourself. And it's not a selfish thing to do. You'll get told that, but usually that's just people that just kind of, I'm gonna go ahead and say it, they're just kind of piggybacking off of you. You know, I don't want to say your success, but your growth, right? And everyone needs to grow. So different people do it in different ways, but it takes a lot of energy off of you, like it drains you a lot. Okay, so set some time aside for yourself and just go from there, like whatever it is that you're doing, because at the end of the day, honestly, unless you have someone that cares about you just as much as you start to care about yourself, it's just you. Honestly, okay, that will give yourself the most care. Okay, and you're really, really lucky, I would have to say, if you have someone else that views you in the same light as you are starting to view yourself, or as you view yourself. Because, you know, the saying, the birds of a feather flock together, you are the company that you keep, stuff like that. You feed off of people's energy and stuff like that, so you always want good energy. We say positive vibes, good vibes. You know, please don't kill my vibe. Remember that song? So, I mean, it all gets back down to self-growth and self-health, really, and self-care. So just don't forget about yourself. You'll find that some people will just continue to do the same thing that you're doing the next day, the next week, the next month, the next year, and years will pass by. And as much as you want to see them grow, they have to want it for themselves. So in the meantime, I mean, what else are you doing? Right? Especially if you take a step back and say, okay, I really need to focus on me for once. Within your time, at some point, aside from your normal, in general, grooming of like, oh, okay, let me comb my hair today, I gotta brush my teeth, I gotta get dressed, stuff like that. You're going to be doing some things that you're taking care of yourself anyway. But I mean, seriously, like, take a step back and just put that much care into yourself, whether it's your health, whether it's something new you're trying, whether it's, you know, you're going to go back to school, whatever it is. Take out that time and try and accomplish it, and just try to kind of block out things that will stop that. Because like I said, for me personally, I'm learning that I need to grow. I'm learning that I have a low tolerance for nonsense anyway. As I get older, the more kickback and chill I get, the more I'm like, you on that, you know, you on that nonsense. Like, I don't have time. And you don't want to tell people that. You don't want to make them feel like that. You don't want them to think that. And I can tell you, if you distance yourself, kind of, people are going to think whatever they're going to think. Sometimes they'll think that there's something wrong. They'll be worried about you, stuff like that. You know, and you're just trying to just do this. Just take a moment, right, to breathe for yourself. So I think it's important. And honestly, if you're like me, you've done a lot. Okay, that's not you tooting your own horn or you being boastful or whatever. By the time you're to a level where I've gotten with that, other people will start to tell you that really care about you to take care of yourself. Everyone's going to do what they're going to do anyway. So you'll see it. When you start hearing it, it is time to actually do it. And I can tell you honestly, you're not doing it as much as you thought. You're not self-caring for yourself as much as you thought you were. You may not have even gotten started. You may not have even scratched the surface. So I started to have to pay attention, or started to having to, I guess it's still kind of happening. And past tense, I started to have to pay attention to the fact that more and more people were saying that to me. And I was like, okay, well, I must not be doing that as well as I thought. And it shows. It will show. It'll start to show up in your health. You'll start to have like flu-like symptoms, stuff like that. You'll start to get colds and things like that, or feel like, you know, you are. And that's when you know, like, okay, I'm still missing something. What is it? And really, it's be there for yourself more. Okay, you're gonna get called selfish, whatever they're gonna say. Either way, if it's affecting your health like that, you haven't. I would have to say, from speaking from experience for myself, you haven't even gotten started. Okay, but like I said, once you start hearing it from more and more people, you really start to pay attention to it. At least I did. So that's what I'm doing. This walk, really, I have to tell myself, is for me, and I do feel better overall. And I had to catch that second wind to where it wasn't kind of like you know how you kind of whine sometimes, I don't wanna, you know, I kind of had to get past that. So that's where I'm at right now, and I'm doing okay. I am. I'm gonna get out of here because I'm always thinking I'm forgetting something. Usually when I think that I am, I do know I need to eat. I do need to get cleaned up, and I do have something to do this evening. Oh my gosh. Okay, so whatever else it is I need to do, I need to go in there because I just realized I'm gonna have to stop at some point. And if I even just clean up like this, then I still gotta stop and get ready. So yes, I have plans. Oops. Right. I will see you guys later. I don't want to say tomorrow. I'm used to saying tomorrow because, like I said, I used to record these walk and talks every day, but I will see you guys like not next Saturday, but probably the next Saturday after that. And my birthday will have passed after that. Yes, the big 4-2. Okay, so I believe that's the 27th. Should be my next video unless something comes up. Okay, so I will see you guys on the 27th if nothing pops up. And if it does, I'll let you guys know after that. Because after that, we will be in February. Oh my gosh, February already. Seriously, in like 2 weeks. Oh my gosh, time's just going by way too fast. But happy 2024, you guys. Take care of yourself. I really, truly mean that. And I'll see you guys later. Stay safe. Bye.